Hello everyone, I am Rashmi Mangla. I am working as an assistant professor for the BBA department of St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. The subject that I will be teaching today is Human Resource Management. This is our 17th lecture of HRM of Unit 4. The topics that we will be covering today are methods of wage payments to employees, that is time rate system and piece rate system, incentive wage plan, importance of incentive wage plan, and types of incentive plans. And in types of incentive plans, for today we'll be covering only the first one, that is group incentive plan. Individual incentive plans we'll be covering in this next lecture. Okay, so let's begin with the methods of wage payment. Now there are basically two methods of wage payment. First one is time rate system, or which we also call as time wage system. Second one is piece wage or piece rate system, right? Now when we talk about the first one, time rate system, in time rate system basically the wages are dependent upon the quantum of time spent on the job, like whatever time they spent on the job, on the basis of that the wages are given. Whereas in piece rate system, the wages are paid in accordance of the number of pieces produced or number of units that they produce. Let's see them in detail. First one, time rate system. Now time rate system is the simplest and oldest method of wage payment. According to the system, the workers are paid in accordance with the time spent on the job. They are paid according to what? According to the time that they spend on the job. The time may be on hourly basis, daily, weekly, fortnightly or monthly basis. The work or production done by an employee is not taken into consideration. See how much work they are doing, we don't consider that. We only consider the number of hours, number of week or number of days they have worked. Only time is taken as the base. Like for example, if a worker is paid at rupees, let's say 10 per hour, and he is working for 20 hours. So what will be his wages? He'll be given wages, if I consider he's working for 10 hours in 2 days. So if I ask what are the wages of 2 days? So wages of 2 days will multiply 10, that is the number of hours, with the rate. The rate was also rupees 10 per hour. For 1 hour he is getting 10 rupees. So how much money will he get for 10 hours? 10 घंटे के लिए उसे कितने पैसे मिलेंगे? We'll multiply 10 into 10, so he'll get 100 rupees. So in time rate system, the wages are dependent upon the time that is spent on the job. Is that clear? Now this system has got its own benefits and pros and cons, we can say, or advantages and disadvantages. For example, if we say that this method of wage payment, it is very simple. Workers, they can easily calculate it. Not only this, it is acceptable by the trade unions also, because it does not distinguish. The performance of the worker doesn't matter. It only matters is how much time they are giving to their work. Then the quality of goods will be better. The quality can be better as workers are assured of their wages. उनको पता है कि whatever time they are giving, they'll get wages for that. So obviously they'll give us good quality products. That can be an advantage. But there are also some disadvantages. For example, if people know that they anyways they're getting paid on the basis of time, so what they can do is they can waste time. वो धीरे-धीरे काम करने लगेंगे, हो सकता है, it can happen. So workers are not following a target production. Now because again wages are not related to output, so employees find it difficult in determining the labor cost per unit labor cost भी निकालना मुश्किल होता है. And work needs supervision. You need to supervise them, because when they are working only on hourly basis, so we'll not get to know that how much work are they giving. Maybe they're wasting more of time and doing less productive work. So supervision is required in this kind of method. So these were a few advantages and disadvantages. Now let's see the second system, that is piece rate system. Now as I told you, in piece rate system, the wages are dependent upon the number of units that they make. Let's see, piece rate system is a system in which wages are paid in accordance with the number of units of work produced. This is independent of time spent on the job. A fixed rate of wage is paid for each piece of unit produced. Whatever piece of unit you are producing, for every unit you have a fixed rate of wage. For example, I'm saying you there is a factory where where workers are told that for every product that they make, हर एक प्रोडक्ट जो वो बनाएंगे उसके लिए they'll be given ₹10. So if they are making 50 products, so how much rupees will they get? What will be their wages? Their wages will be 15 to 10, 500 rupees. That means they are getting their wages as per the number of units produced, and there is a fixed price set for one unit. एक यूनिट का प्राइस जैसे कि I told you, it is set as ₹10. So for 50 units, what will be the price? We'll multiply it with 10, so 500. So in the case of piece rate system, they are given the wage according to the work, according to the number of units that they make. Again, this system also has its own pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages. For example, the system is simple in working, and workers, again, they can easily calculate just like the previous one. This system helps in distinguishing efficient and inefficient. See, those who are producing more, we consider them to be efficient workers. Those who are producing less, they are inefficient ones. So we can easily distinguish the efficient and inefficient workers in this method. Then in this system, strict supervision is not required. See, everybody knows that they are getting the wages for their work. So even if a lot of supervision is not there, workers know themselves कि only if they will produce the units, then only they'll get the wages, otherwise not. So they will be more sincere in their work. Then now this system is quite fair to employees and employer both, because nobody is at loss in this. If you are working, you will get the money. If you are not, you will not get the money. So both are at a benefit, employer also and employee also. And now if we talk about disadvantages, now this system has a disadvantages for the employees, because they do not have a fixed guarantee of a fixed minimum wage. If they, maybe some days some employee is not well, he is only able to produce 5 units, so he'll get a very less wage, because there is no minimum wage that is fixed in this method. So that is a disadvantage. The quality of goods, they can be poor, because workers, they will try to make more number of goods, so they can make, they can compromise with the quality. Now wastage of material can be more. Workers can ignore the safety rules, and which can invite accidents to them. These are a few disadvantages of this method. Now next, let's see incentive wage plan. Now when we talk, when we say wage incentive is basically what? That is a kind of extra financial motivation that we give to the workers, and they are designed to stimulate human effort by rewarding the person over and above the time rated remuneration. Whatever time rated remuneration is there, apart from that they get some extra payment, that is called incentives, or we can say wage incentives. Now let's see, wage incentive refers to performance linked compensation paid to improve motivation and productivity. Performance linked, if you're performing well, you'll get the incentive, if not, you'll not get. So they are performance linked, and what they do is they are paid to improve. When you get extra money, when you get incentives, you get motivated to work more productively, to work more efficiently. So it improves motivation and productivity. It is the monetary inducement offered to employees to make them perform beyond the acceptance standard. It is a kind of payment which is made in terms of money to to motivate the employees, and so that to make them perform, so that when they get motivated, they will think of performing more better than the previous time. So that is why they are given this. They offer attraction of extra payment for efficiency. What wage incentives do is they attract the workers, that if they are more efficient, they'll get extra money, or if they are giving more production, they'll get extra money. So it gives an attraction of extra payment. Now the main purpose of incentive plan is to increase the production. What is the main purpose behind it? The main purpose is to increase the production by giving an extra payment to the workers. It is also called payment by result, and a managerial device for increasing production. It is a good managerial device when we have to increase the production. Let's see some of the importance of incentive wage plans. See, employees are encouraged to find out the new methods to increase productivity. When they get incentives, they feel encouraged. They want to work more efficiently. So then they try to find out new methods to increase productivity. Employees needs less supervision. See, when you are doing your job well, when you are efficient in your work, so obviously you will require less supervision. Nobody will be over there to control you a lot. Then this method helps in maintaining good human relation between workers and the management. When the workers are giving good work to the management, so the relation between workers and management becomes good. This method develops a feeling of cooperation between the workers and the management. Workers are working for the management, and management also looks after the employees. So, a sense of cooperation, a feeling of cooperation develops amongst themselves. Then, wage incentive is a useful tool for securing a better utilization of manpower, better productivity, scheduling, and performance control, and a more effective personal policy. So, it is a very useful tool. When we want to secure our manpower, when we want better productivity, when we want better performance, so wage incentive is an important tool which helps us in attaining all these goals. The last importance is it improves the profit of a firm. Yes, see, profit of a firm can improve. How? Through a reduction in the unit cost of labor and material, or both. Your per unit cost, when it reduces, when at the same cost they're able to produce more, so obviously the firm will have more profits. So these are the importance of incentive wage plan. Now we'll see the types of incentive plans. Now we have two types of incentive plans: individual incentive plans and group incentive plans. These are the main two groups. Now, in individual incentive plan, individual employee is paid incentive on the basis of his individual performance or output. So basically, the employers are liable to pay the incentive to those employees who are producing more than the standard output. Whereas in group incentive plan, the payment is based on the work of the entire group. Our entire group is working on the basis of the performance of the whole group, the incentives are given. Today we will be only covering group incentive plan. Let's see that in detail. A group incentive plan scheme is designed to promote effective teamwork, as the bonus is dependent on the performance and output of the team as a whole. See, in group incentive plan, the bonus is dependent upon the work of the whole team, not on one individual. Under group incentive plan, each employee is paid incentive on the basis of collective performance of his group to which he belongs. Only any one employee, on the basis of his performance we cannot judge a group. So under group incentive plan, the whole group is paid incentive for their collective work, for their collective performance that they give. And within the group, each employee also gets an equal share of the incentive. So the whole group is given the incentive, and then they distribute it amongst themselves with each employees in equal share. Now let's see some of the group incentive plans that we have. We basically have two types of group incentive plans. First one is Priestman's plan. Now in this plan, workers are not considered individually but collectively. This system considers the productivity of all workers as a whole. Productivity सारे workers की, we take it as a whole. Bonus is paid in promotion in excess of standard output per week. See, a standard output is set कि maybe they will produce 100 units in a week. If they are producing more than the standard output, then they will get bonus in proportion to the extra work that they have done. And if in a year the output increases either above the standard output or output of the previous year, the wages are increased in the same ratio. And if entirely in a year the output increases as per the current year standard output or as per the previous year's output, अगर output increase होता है, then wages are also increased in the same ratio in Priestman's plan. Whereas the second plan is Scanlon's plan. Now a Scanlon plan is a type of gain sharing plan that pays a bonus to employees when they improve their performance or productivity by a certain amount as measured against a previously established standard. A standard, in this one, a standard has been established previously, and on the basis of that we check that whether the employee, the employee has improved his performance as compared to his previous performance or not, or as compared to the standard set or not. So a typical Scanlon plan includes an employee suggestion program, a committee system, a formula based bonus system, and it focuses attention on the variables over which organization and its employees have some control. So these were the group incentive plans. We have individual incentive plans yet to be done, which we'll be covering in the next lecture. Now let's see some questions for today's concept. Explain the methods of wage payment to employees. What is incentive wage plan? Explain its importance. Explain in detail about group incentive plans. Stay tuned for the upcoming lecture. Thank you.